Trey Fort, Michigan State's premier transfer addition, the Samford volume scoring shooting guard that I think is going to be tasked with stepping into Jace Richardson's shoes at the two spot for Michigan State. Trey Fort's defense has been called into question by his head coach here in the first week of practice. Tom Izzo is going back to, I think, one of Tom Izzo's old tricks through his, 30-year career at this point. Every now and then, Tom likes to go into the media and kind of call out one of his players and see if it gets a response. And specifically this time, it is Trey Fort's defense. I'm going to read the quote from Tom Izzo here. It's a long one, so buckle up. Quote, "He's a good kid. He's working hard. That's 4 years of different systems, different things. How could anybody be good at that? So hopefully he's going to come around defensively. We're going to get him better in that area. Hasn't been very competitive right now because Trey's not guarding. So he's got to guard somebody because my 99-year-old mother is not the person I need him guarding. I need him guarding people." End quote. Now, on its own, I don't think this surprises anyone that Trey Fort is struggling defensively. That's not the scout. It's well documented on film that he's a poor defender. He grades out very negatively in Evan Mia's individual defensive player ratings. There's thousands of data points that Trey Fort is a negative on defense. And also, that's kind of Samford ball. Bucky ball, the system is does not exactly instill great defensive principles. That's where Trey Fort has been most recently. So, but to Izzo's point, he's jumped around a bunch of places, probably has not built the best habits. We know Michigan State does not tolerate defensive liabilities. This is one of the best defensive programs, best defensive coaching staffs in the country. There's a very high bar for what is expected of a starting shooting guard on the defensive end. It sounds like, at least right now, Trey Fort is nowhere close. How concerned are you? And I guess, what do you make of this quote in general?
I think obviously it's probably an everyday thing, Izzo trying to get the best out of Trey Fort on the defensive end, especially because I think too, Izzo realizes that right now he probably is the best option we got at the two. I mean, obviously I don't, if there is some things about Kurtang on here, I have not seen them. But I think he knows that Trey Fort is probably going to be his starting two coming into this year. And in order for, Izzo to play the way he wants to play and play the players he wants to play, he needs Trey Fort to compete on that end. And that's really all it is to me. It's competing too. Like I feel like sometimes when you hear these quotes, people are like, "Oh, coaches want this player to be like first team all defense or something like that, or like Big Ten Player of the Year defense level worthy." No, you just can't be a complete negative on that end. Which, to your point, and even the stuff we talked about, Trey Fort has kind of been that. Now,
That's the thing. I think he just is that. It's not even like has been that. I think he just is a negative
right,
on defense.
but for me though, it's like if you can fix a couple things here or there that are like habit type things. Like for me, when he first committed, the first thing I noticed on film at Sanford a lot, and this could have just been Sanford, like the ball goes away, float.
Yeah.
They pass it away, he just kind of just like legit like floats out there. And you just can't do that because we'll get torched, right? And um yeah, I don't know. I think like you said, every year Izzo does something in this regards to kind of talking about a player, trying to get the most out of a player, trying to get them to buy in defensively. So yeah, I'm not really surprised. Honestly, I'm not surprised given all the time we talked about this, him coming from a school in Sanford that is very gimmicky, buckyball. We know about that.
Yeah.
This was this was the scare. I mean, even talking about, his time at Mississippi State, he didn't play there because he was playing for a team that needed the check and he was not checking. So it is what it is.
Yeah. And the hard part, I mean, look, he's only got 1 year here. So that's maybe the ominous element of this to me. Like, I have some thoughts on the quote in general, I'll get to in a moment. But like, if you had 3 more years coming of Trey Fort and he's really bad defensively right now, I would buy, okay, in a year, he's a totally different guy on that end. He's going to learn and get better. This guy's supposed to kind of be a finished product. Like, let's just be real about it. Even a coach as good as Tom Izzo, developmentally, can only do so much with a 22-year-old kid that won't be in the program next April. Dion, how's your job going?
Beginning of the school year, everything's like a little up and down. One of the biggest issues we've had is we can't find any uniforms for our girls' sports teams.
Mm, that's a difficult thing to find a solution for. I know damn well all about that because I got a daughter that just turned 2. She's into sports and she's already outgrowing every little piece of sports apparel she had. Thankfully, I know Clara Kate Creations. Clara Kate Creations was started by a former high school teacher who quit because it wasn't cost effective to send new twins and a 2-year-old to daycare. She found it easier to make girls' sports apparel than finding it to buy. And I am so thankful that she exists because if we have an old shirt of Murph's that she's outgrown, we can send it in and she takes that piece of apparel that means something and upcycles it into an outfit that Murphy can now wear as she grows up. She makes great stuff. It's honestly kind of like your fullback's wife, Kyle Juszczyk. Is that how you say it? She does that. But honestly, I think Clara Kate's coming for Mrs. Juszczyk's job.
I love that. I'm a big juice guy, love his wife, love Claire Kate even more than both of them, though.
You can send in your own custom ideas and she will come up with a design. She's just the best. Look up Clara Kate Creations on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and more. Like, it just is what it is. You're supposed to, if you get a 5th-year senior or a 4th-year senior, whatever, from the portal, they're supposed to be a finished product. Who they are at that point is who they should be for you. And you can tweak some things, but like, that's Trey Fort. Trey Fort is a horrible defender. Everywhere he's been a horrible defender. So if 4 different coaching staffs have had him, he's been a horrible defender. It's really banking on the Izzo magic to like make that not be the case. But
Mhm.
again, he's 22. This is who he is as a basketball player. It's not like there's a lot of growth here. So now look, I would flip this in a couple ways. I remember Tom Izzo doing this with a couple different guys, and I'm gonna name them. I remember him doing this with Aaron Harris, and I remember him doing this with Bryn Forbes.
Mhm.
And it's a coincidence to me that those guys are positionally similar to Trey Fort. Now, the more I think about it, similar spots to me. Like Bryn Forbes was brought in, shoot 8 threes a game.
Mhm.
We better figure you out defensively because we need you to shoot 8 threes a game. Aaron Harris was brought in that year to be kind of one of the go-to guys offensively. And I think it's similar. I think Trey Fort is very important to this team on the offensive end of the basketball. This team has been built with Trey Fort being a volume scorer in mind. They believe he's capable of that. But he's got to hold up his end of the bargain defensively in order to get the opportunity to do that. Clearly, I think and that's something that Forbes and Harris went through. I think Forbes kind of earned a bigger role as time went on. Forbes had 2 years, and I'm forgetting how many years Aaron Harris had at Michigan State. I know he had the injury,
Yeah,
so
I think was it 2?
I want to say it was 2, but he missed part of the second one because of
Yeah,
injury.
yeah, I
So,
think so.
anyways, long story short, I'd feel better about this if he had more years. I'm concerned because I think it might just be what he is. Here's the important takeaway, though, and I'm so excited because I feel like you'll agree with me on this. This means stock up Trey Fort because Tom Izzo would only do this to a good player.
Oh, facts, facts.
He would never, ever, ever air out Divine Ugochukwu.
Yeah, no, we know what the starting lineup is.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think we knew it was going to be Trey Ford, but now like, yeah, that's his 2.
and not even just starting, but like to me, the fact that Izzo would do this means there's a trust level there. Like
Right,
Tom Izzo believes Trey Fort can take that, and also like I don't know, just like he only does this to his best players and his good players.
facts.
So
And to add to that, can I stick up for Trey Ford real quick?
yeah,
He would have Izzo's mother in hell.
you think
Yes, on both ends too. Like I got 11-0 Trey Ford.
you think she's a good free throw shooter?
Yes,
She got to be nice from the line.
gotta be nice.
Yeah, Tom didn't get that from anywhere. Oh man, we should have wrapped the video before I got to this point. But now it's in
Um,
my head, and when it gets in my head, I gotta ask.
well, I mean, all you can do, you could hit end.
Well, like,
I see where it's at. It's right at the bottom. You just hit end.
so he looks really, 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 really bad defensively. That's the takeaway, right? That's what Tom Izzo's saying. In practice, Trey Fort looks really, really bad defensively.
Hmm.
Is that a fair conclusion from this quote? Trey Fort is looking really, really bad defensively in practice.
Yeah. Or not doing what he wants him to do. So yeah.
So we accept the premise he looks really bad defensively in practice. Yes?
I don't know if I want to accept it yet.
I have a follow up, but I need that premise to be consensus.
I will accept it.
Okay, so right now we agree Trey Fort must look really, really bad in practice. Who's Trey Fort guarding in practice?
Kurtang.
So Trey Fort can't guard Kurtang and presumably Ugachukwu and maybe a little Jeremy Fears. I mean, those would be the only three guys he'd be stuck on in practice.
Yep.
Are any of those guys offensively gifted players?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
That's how good they are.
I mean, it's not like he's in practice against Braden Smith right now.
Yeah, it's fair. Fair.
It's a little scary.
God damn, we should have ended it.